Hello, my name is Nathan Goodwin, and this is my environmental life science lab project. I built Sanders in Minecraft. My primary focus was focusing on the interaction of students in, for example, the student union and the library and the cave. There are places, little circles where people can hang out and talk. While in like Sanders and Stolt, it's not really so. Like Sanders does have, the four couches in this little half area thing, but that's not so much for interaction as is for like napping. So that was my main focus. One way that I chose to do this was through carpeting. So for example, the hallways, I would carpet with this kind of like river pattern, as you can see. Something kind something more vibrant, more creative than normal to, get students flowing and stuff. As for places for them to hang out, I focus mainly on the art room and the music room. The art room, I kind of modeled around this pond with like diverging rivers. Because right now the problem with the art room is that the it's mainly used by people who do art and only while they're doing art. It's not really a place for people to hang out other than those very select few students. And it's a big classroom, so it's possible to add, like, maybe around here or somewhere, add some more couches or just a place for people to hang out and be able to relax as students, um, like between classes and stuff. The other one, the music room, had a couple of different requirements. Um, for example, it needed to have a sort of riser system so that choir students could stand on the risers and sing. So I went for more of a watering hole type look. It'd be really easy for the students to get on the kind of ledges, and Mr. Murray would stand in the middle, and there could easily be like a piano here, along with all the other storage stuff that goes along the sides and stuff. So those are the two main hangout areas that I had in mind, that I envisioned. Uh, the other things I changed were the floors in the other parts of the buildings, because along with the fine arts section, there's also like the finance section as well as a whole bunch of maintenance stuff. So for the maintenance stuff, I chose more of a marble floor, something that's it's not carpet, so it won't stain as easily, as well as just being a bit heftier, won't get ripped up and stuff. And I also did it for the green room as well. For the rest of it, the more business side, I chose a more dark gray, light gray carpet, like I did with the president's office, as well as the business office. So while like the bathrooms and the storage rooms have that kind of marble finish, the financial aid office would have the light gray, dark gray carpets. While more vibrant colors would be more creative in a business environment, especially a finance environment, it's more about productivity. So I imagine that as a more vibrant floor would help produce creativity, this dark gray, light gray, minimalistic, productive look would help with productivity. So here are all the different rooms. I'm just showing you. They're all empty because furnishing in Minecraft sucks. But just showing you that I did it all. I haven't actually been back here. I got the floor plans for the for Sanders, and I built off of that first. So I didn't actually like explore this part of the building. Most of the buildings, my process was I would take pictures and then I would build it to scale, so that I could pretty much remake the image in Minecraft. And that was kind of how I got scalings right. But I used the map to do most of the actual building and like the layout. So, and like also over here, it's the same type of thing, light gray, dark gray. As for the classrooms, however, they can be a bit more creative. So I decided to personalize each one for each primary professor. So for example, Murray's classroom, the music classroom, I put in a dotted eighth note, or not dotted, 2/8 notes. Now, obviously, it wouldn't have to be this design or this color. I'm really bad with actual design, but I feel like this would be a really cool customized look and get people in the mind of music when they enter. And of course, a customized office with the whole single eighth note. While these other small offices would be a more productive-esque look. And also in here like that. Same type of floors in these rooms. And again, and for the theater costume, I wanted to do kind of a yin and yang type thing with the drama mask, the comedy and drama masks. But of course, this is Minecraft, so it ended up looking kind of derpy. It didn't turn out super great, but it's proof of concept. It would obviously look better or even different, but I kind of like the idea, a way of just customizing it to make it more based towards this. And of course, her office would also be matching, like this. Now, since this kind of hall area type thing is connected to different offices, I wanted to be a bit more neutral and not so gray. So I just kept it the solid color, while the actual rooms are gray. Mia's costume, or her office, I did a camo look. And for a classroom, I did the same thing. Now, I had a couple of different ideas before this, because I'm actually not a giant fan of this. First, I wanted to do like an American flag, but not only is that kind of specific to American history, but also it was really vibrant and kind of over the top, not super great. And then my second idea, which I really liked, was to do a map of the world, but it didn't turn out looking super great. So instead, I decided to go for more camo look because it's easy to do in Minecraft. I could do it, and it's also not quite as vibrant, not quite so in your face. And again, just to show you, all the other costumes have the same aesthetic. So no matter where you are in the building, you kind of know what section you're in. You can kind of get a feel for the mood just by standing in it. So yeah, that's all the rooms, and that was my main primary focus. Now, one last thing to look at is the actual theater. I did not want to spend a whole lot of time in here because I can't add windows like I did, or I can't carpet it or anything like that because of its specific situation. But of course, I also didn't just want to leave it super plain, so I built a basic stage out of a marble material, which I think looks nice with the dark red. But I didn't spend a whole lot of time because I feel like it'd kind of be a waste. I couldn't really change it much for the better, I think, past that. So for the outside, now, first of all, while I was building, I tried to be as accurate as possible to the actual size of the room inside. But since Minecraft works in blocks, or exactly 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter, a cubic meter, it got elongated. Like all the walls, for example, aren't exactly, a meter thick. And like how it all works, some of the rooms might be a foot or two smaller, but I have to round up most of the time to get it to look right. So overall, it ended up being like 50% longer than it actually would be. I feel like it would actually be this long looking in real life, but overall, it's not that bad, I think. So the primary thing that you'll notice is the extra windows. Not only would this save on power, because you wouldn't have to use as much regular light, but it's also great for, increasing productivity and mood in the room. Sunlight is just better for that type of thing than fluorescent light. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but along on the typical windows, both the music room and the art room also have this kind of have a glass ceiling to it, as long as regular lights, so you can see in the dark. But this would kind of stimulate productivity and creativity while students are working on art or music. As for the top of the roof, this is where things kind of change from interactivity and from being more interactive and being more creative and productive to more of a scientific standpoint. So like some solar panels and stuff. My primary idea was putting solar panels on top of the theater, because the theater uses a lot of really bright lights that take up a lot of power really quickly. So instead of pulling it from the regular power grid, we could use these solar panels to charge up a battery, Duracell, obviously, and we could use the battery only for the times that we need the theater lights to be on, because they don't need to be on all the time. They aren't on constantly, but when they are, they can draw a lot of power. So having a theater have its own separate energy source, with also maybe helping to the school at times, I feel like is best for it, because it could separate the theater completely from the power grid. And of course, it could also be used on a bigger scale for the actual school, as I show here. One thing that I don't know a lot about, but something I feel like could be added, is a self-water filtration system. One complaint that I get a lot from the students is that the water tastes nasty, and they won't use the water fountains because it just tastes nasty. So we could have our own water filtration system for the entire building. Water could come in, be filtered, processed, cleaned, whatever the process is, and then pumped back out to the water fountains, the sinks in all the rooms, and in the art room for cleaning brushes and all that kind of stuff. So not only would we have clean, drinkable water everywhere that we wanted, but we could also do it on our power, on renewable power. So it would save the electric bill, or the water bill, I mean. And the last main idea that I had was something with plants. Now here I have like a farm type area with wheat. I just think it looks cool in Minecraft. But it could be lots of things. It could be a community garden where people can plant their own stuff for a fee or for free, and grow their own food or plants. I feel like that'd be really cool. Or it could be more of a farmland similar to this, where the school can grow food and either sell it to students or use it in the cafeteria. Or it could be something a bit more plausible and easier to manage, a flower garden. You could have an area just surrounded with flowers and other pretty plants for students to come up to the roof and hang out and relax in the sunlight and stuff. Just a place separate from school without having to leave campus. I feel like that'd be really nice. So yeah, this is my final project. Overall, things I would improve. I would probably use a different medium so I could get it better to scale. I would maybe furnish the classrooms, make them look a little bit more. But again, Minecraft was my limitation there, so using different software, while maybe a bit more challenging, it would be easier to do. I feel like from the inside, especially though, I did a pretty accurate representation of it. Now, and I would also improve a couple different ideas that I had. For example, one idea that I had was an underground shelter for Sanders. For example, you could have in the art room per se some tunnel or whatever leading down to a bunker or something for, tornado warnings or for whatever the case may be. And this could also connect to the music room as well as the bathrooms and stuff and the central section of the school. So, I didn't expand on this idea. I didn't make it pretty for time reasons, but overall, just proof of concept, I feel like it'd be a good way to keep people safe in emergencies like that. So yeah, this is my project. This is my model and my explanation of all the changes that I made, as well as what I could improve on, and other ideas that I would implement if I had other resources or more time. Thank you very much.